Club for the GT race.
Welcome aboard, folks. Autobahn member racing here at the Midwest Premier Motorsports Club. We are ready for some great racing. This is Dennis Michelson, joined in the booth by Charlie Margosian. Charlie, we got to keep you off of mopeds, I understand.
Yeah, Dennis, I had a little incident in the paddock and have injured myself, so I am sitting this one out. Normally I'd be on the grid, but I was asked to come and provide some color and help you out today, and it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Well, I need all the help I can get. I am a rookie. I got officially the yellow stripe on the back of me today. I'm a rookie out here, but love Autobahn. This place really changed the history of how people look at these motorsports venues. Years ago, I got a chance to talk to a racer who was on the, member at a couple of different clubs and then went on to race professionally in IMSA. And I asked him, why did you switch from the other country club to an auto racing country club? He said he was tired of losing his ball in the woods, and so far he hadn't lost a car in the woods, so he felt he was doing pretty good. But
the one difference between golf and motor racing is when you make a mistake in golf, you lose a $6 ball. When you make a mistake motor racing, your life is on the line, and you can definitely spend a few more dollars in that. But here we are. We're looking at the GT cars. Lots of lovely imported machines here as they make their way around the track for their grid lap.
Getting everything settled in here, and we'll have 5 different classes of GTs out here racing today here at Autobahn.
And here they come in, the leaders, and our top qualifier today, unusually, is a GT2 car, David Calzada, who is in that MX-5 Miata, is starting first. He is followed then by Bob Norian, who is a GT3 car, excellent driver. Another GT3 car, Valdez G, will follow them. And then in step the rest of the GT2s. That would be Roy Lipner, who is in a BMW M4, and Gene Jodeween in the Porsche. Now we've got the cars coming around the last turn here. They're going to pack up, Dennis Stoon, and get ready for the start as they come down the back north straight. You see Bob Norian is on the right. David Calzada is on the left.
Starter Chris Corvo has flag in hand. He's going to set them loose here for 10 laps of exciting racing. If you're tuning in for the first time, you're not familiar with the Autobahn Country Club. 19 turns for the full course, 3.56 miles in length. And Charlie, I think we're going to see some pretty exciting racing out here. Our first stream of the year here.
Yeah, and it's exciting. We've got a beautiful day and some beautiful cars as they're approaching the starter stand right now, Dennis. And the flag has gone green. I can hear him.
Chris setting them off into turn 1. Big battle. David Calzada leading the way.
Yeah, and we've got Bob Norian then on the outside, and he will have the inside for the next turn, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out ahead here. It looks like Norian has the upper hand on Calzada at this point, and maybe off and running.
Nice clean pass there as he had the advantage, now trying to string it out by about 3 or 4 car lengths.
Yeah, and as they come through turn 4 here, this is a highly technical, high-speed turn. mid-turn apex, and now you move through into 5 and 6 as we're watching. 6 is a difficult turn. You got to slow down. You have to hit that apex right because you've got a nice long straight coming into turn 7 and 8. We've got some of the folks in the back here. That's Julie Riggin in the yellow Cobra Cup car. Field has spread out here nicely, and nice clean start, which we always like to see. And look at the sun on the glass. I mean, it's hard to explain what a beautiful day it is to the folks out there. Now, David Calzada is trying to make that move on the inside there with Bob Noria. Now, keep in mind, these two cars are not in class, so they are unlikely to battle. But closely following Norian in that white BMW, that is Val G, and those two are racing for points. They are in the same class. And it actually looks like Val, while Norian was dealing with Calzada, Val got by Norian. So now Val is leading in GT3. David Calzada, who is GT2, leading overall, and followed by Bob Norian in that red Porsche. Coming through there, that would be our GT2 second place car, the white Camaro of Dick Ruck. Dick is a veteran racer here at the club, and that's a high horsepower car, doesn't handle the same way as some of these other cars out here, so you'll see Dick take a slightly different line than a lot of our GT racers.
Calzada finishes that second lap on top. Val G in second right now. Bob Norian in third. And David also leading that GT2 class. Dick Ruck second in GT2. And Roy Lipner up to third place.
So Calzada now has opened a little bit of a gap on Val, and Val has opened a gap on Bob. So those three cars are now quite a bit ahead, followed by Dick Ruck in the race. And, again, nice, clean. It looks like Val is probably going to be content to hang out behind David because he's got command over his GT3 class. As we see now, the cars are coming through. They just switched the angle on me. So now we're looking at some cars coming into turn number 5 and then 6 on what is the south course. And then following them around via drone, the lead cars are on the back straight. That's the longest straight here at the track at Autobahn Country Club, lined by these beautiful garage mahals, which are nicer than my house inside, and the cars that live there are nicer than my cars too.
Got a nice tour of the property out here earlier today, and just an amazing facility here at Autobahn. Glad to be here for our first live stream of the 2025 season.
And, the cool thing about Autobahn is it was really the first of its kind. When the group of visionaries that started this place 20 years ago came up with this idea, a lot of people looked at them like they were crazy. And they really started a trend, and these types of clubs have popped up all over the country. But Autobahn has the most established racing series for members of any of these clubs. And, I race with these guys normally, and I would put these guys up against some of the best amateur racers in the country on a lot of tracks. And they're competent and they're fast. Now there's Scott Benning we just saw. He was followed directly by Kirk Cordell, and Kirk and Scott are very good friends, so it's always fun to watch those two race and see who's going to get bragging rights over tonight's cocktails.
Nice clean racing out here, and love to see that. First race of the season. You don't want to see guys using up their equipment.
Nope. And following in that bright green MX-5. Following Kirk and Scott Benning is Tony Kester, who is a longtime professional race car driver. Now, he's a class below them as far as horsepower and weight, but he also coaches Scott. So it's always fun to watch the teacher chase down the student, which might happen today.
Nicely strung out around this 3.56 mile, 19-turn course. What is your favorite part of Autobahn? What is it, the part that's the most challenging or just the most fun to drive out here?
You know, I may be in the minority, but I really favor the north track. There are some long sweeping turns on that track, which probably I like it because I do pretty well there. But also, they're nice sweeping turns, high-speed turns, and they're a lot of fun. So that is the section of the track that the lead cars are coming over onto right now. So right now they're in an area which is the link, which links the south course and the north course. We see that red Porsche going over an area. Now, this area of the track is interesting. It's called the jump because there's a pretty large change in the grade here, and your car, as you see these cars go over this area, you'll see their suspensions unload, and it doesn't look so bad from the camera angle, but when you're behind the wheel and your suspension fully unloads, it can be disconcerting as a driver.
I had the opportunity years ago to take a little ride with a pretty good driver in a Roush Ford Mustang, and you could definitely feel you're coming out of the seat there going down the jump.
Yeah, for sure. And as I've moved up a class this year into a faster class, I'm in GT2. Last year I raced GT4. The faster you're going, the more the suspension unloads and the more disconcerting it is. So as we get used to the car, and you watch these folks come through here, it takes a lot of skill and nerve. Right now we're watching the cars go through turn 1 and 2, which are pretty highly technical, and you kind of want to hit the apex of turn 1 there, and turn 2 is a bit of a throwaway. You've got to position yourself for 3. 3 would be at the top of the screen here, and that is what is known as the $1 million corner, because there has been, the story goes that in about 2 days, there was over $1 million worth of cars totaled when Autobahn opened 20 plus years ago. And I believe that because I myself have been in the wall at turn 3 before, especially in the rain, very tricky spot.
Quite a few of these corners wide open and very forgiving, but there are a few places where you get penalized for being a little too aggressive.
Yeah, well, the beautiful thing is this was designed as a country club, so it is designed to be safe. It is designed to be forgiving, but, that particular area, which is very naturally beautiful on the track, is surrounded by some woods and an old graveyard and a pond, so they didn't have a lot of room for runoff, and as a result, the barriers are a little closer than they are in a lot of other spots. Now, here is that north track. We see the cars coming through north track. Sweeping turns very fast. And when you hit those technical and correctly, you come down here into what is turn 16. And it's a very hard on the brakes double apex. And that is also technical. And I happen to love that series of turns. I love it even better when I do it right, which doesn't happen all the time. Now, we got a great drone shot here of Roy Lipner, who looks like he's got quite a battle going with Gene Jodouin. Gene is a veteran here at the club as well. I've known both of these guys, these gentlemen, for several years. They're both good drivers, great racers and great friends. And, fun to see the Bavarian BMW with the Porsche from Stuttgart duking it out here. And Gene looks like he's going to get a little feisty and try to make a move on Roy. And I love Roy, but Roy is good at making his car nice and wide. And I'm not saying he does anything wrong. He is a very good defensive driver. For years, he and I battled it out in GT4, and I'm looking forward to battling it out with him in GT2 this year.
Getting around this track, 2 minutes, 30.989 seconds, the best lap of the day by David Calzada, who continues to lead the way overall. And in GT2, Val G in second place and leading in GT3 with Bob Nourian in third in that number 89. Beautiful Porsche in third place right now, second in class in GT3. Back in seventh place overall, but leading the way in GT4 is Jim Heyman. And we're seeing Sean Venkavicius.
We just call him Sean V.
That's safer. Sean V running ninth and second place in GT4 right now. And Sean is one of the newer members here. He's probably been around for 3 or 4 years. And there is a group, him together with Val and another gentleman who's not present today, but they are all friends, and they are all originally from Lithuania. So while we can't pronounce their names, we do enjoy having them on the grid, and they're great competitors. Especially you see Val G here putting in some really solid laps against Bob Nourian, who is a fast driver. I actually surprised that Nourian is not a little closer, because he is another car that is tough to get around. He is a fast driver and a tough competitor. Terrific guy. All right, Charlie. Getting a little bit homesick not being in that driver's seat here, watching the action?
Yes, I do wish I was out there, but I am quite sure that I would be in excruciating pain right now. So, and it's air conditioned in this beautiful booth where they have us, Dennis, and I can tell you that with an ambient temperature in the low to mid 70s today and bright sunshine, these guys are probably looking at 110 degrees Fahrenheit plus in these cars. So right about now, when we're getting close to the middle of the race, they're pretty hot. And now we see Tony Kester in that beautiful bright green MX-5, and he is making his way up on Kirk Cordell. Again, these are two cars that are not in the same class, but Tony is definitely out to get Kirk, and I think we're going to see a little bit of a battle between those two in the coming corners. Tony is right on him there, the $1 million corner, turn 3. And I would think, as we come here into turn number 5 and 6, Tony's going to get right up there, and he might have the opportunity to put this pass onto Kirk coming into turn 8, which is a hard braking zone and a hard right turn. So they're going through turn 7, which while you're in the car is just part of the straight. It really is a kink. But turn 8 right here is at one of the better passing zones, and Tony's just not close enough to put that move on there.
Got a little bit away from him there on the straightaway, and that saved him the trouble. But quickly back on his back bumper there.
Well, yeah, and keep in mind that we're talking about two different classes. So Kirk has a lot more horsepower. He'll get off and going on those straights. Tony's got a lighter, maybe a bit nimbler MX-5 race car here, and when it comes time to turn, he gets right back up on him. So that is one of the unique things about multi-class racing. Oh, and it looks like Kirk might have some sort of technical issue. He just pulled off, and Tony went right by. So sorry to see that, but Looks like he will park himself there on the link, and we may be getting a yellow flag here, depending on what race control decides to do. And in any case, you know, like I was starting to say, this track and multi-class racing anywhere is unique because you do have got much different cars, and they're all classed up by horsepower to weight. So you'll see different cars with different strengths and different drivers then trying to manage those strengths and take advantage of the strengths and weaknesses of both the cars and the other driver. And I can't see here if we've gone yellow or they believe that perhaps Kirk is in a safe enough spot that they can just go ahead.
Keeping a screen.
Double yellow. Full course yellow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just informed that we have gone full course yellow, and I see the pace car coming out here, getting ready to pick up the leader so that they can make sure that Kirk is in a spot or off the track where it's safe. So it looks like the pace car has actually picked up mid-pack. They have picked up at the end of the race here, so they're going to be packing everybody up, and we'll be looking for a restart here once they clear the injured car, if you will. Not injured, but apparently some sort of mechanical issue.
6 laps down in this 10-lap race.
And now we can see here from our vantage point, the safety car is going out there to give Kirk a tow. You know, where he is stopped is a particularly tough place because at full racing speed, those cars would be coming around through that turn, and you would be in the 80 to 90 mile an hour range, and that's your leader going by right now. They're going to tow Kirk right across that lane when they get it opening, and then they're going to be back at it here. So this should be a relatively short yellow, and I know from experience, you've got guys like Bob Norian right now, and he is hustling to catch up. Because as any racing fan knows, a yellow flag is the next opportunity to change the order up. And a restart is a chance to get another shot at those cars that are leading you. So this should be very interesting.
Beautiful performance fleet. Lexus leading the way here, the official pace car for the Autobahn Country Club. And you want more information about this fabulous facility, head online, autobahncc.com. 7 laps on the board. David Calzada leading the way. His best lap, just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds for this race. He is in a GT2 class car. Val G leading the way in GT3. He is in second place overall. Bob Norian in third place right now overall, second in GT3 class. It's Dick Ruck in fourth overall. He's your second place car in GT2. And then Roy Lipner rounding out the top 5. He's in third place right now in GT2. Those all-important top 3 podium places up for grabs.
Yeah, and I think, you see the cars packing up here. The pace car is letting the back markers through. And you see those top 3 race leaders, and they're right on each other's bumpers. So I think we might have some excitement here again come restart. I'm not sure if they're going to try to get the race started again here or if they will go another lap. Those cars are rapidly approaching the starters stand here, the leaders. One lap. It looks like they are going to go one more lap under yellow. That'll give the rest of the the front markers at least the chance to catch up. So it should be pretty exciting, although as a driver right now, especially those guys in the front, you're managing a bunch of different things, including the fact that your tires are cooling off, and you've got to know that the grip that you had just a few minutes ago is not going to be the same.
Beautiful 70-degree day today, but with full sun and racing just after noontime here, we got started. That track is probably the warmest it'll be all day.
Yeah, it's pretty much perfect conditions, you know. It's one of the 3 weeks here in Chicago that we get where it's not ungodly humid or, thunderstorms or whatever. These are the days that people who live in the Chicago area will tell you are the days that keep them living here. Let's just say that. So now we see that the first half dozen or so cars have packed up. David Calzada, that is followed by Val G. Bob Norian, we're seeing a grouping here. That's Gene Jodouine, and now passing Scott Benning. So I think as these cars come around, the next time around, we're going to see a restart, and we're going to have pretty much everybody right up there packed up, and it could be anybody's race now, and they will have about 3 laps left to go at it.
2-lap dash to the finish, and hey, next time you're out here at the Autobahn Country Club.
Yeah, it looks like they will have 2 laps left. I'm just being informed here, Dennis, when they go green again, and you know it's going to be a dogfight because at this very moment, everybody who thought that perhaps they had sealed wherever they were in the race now has a chance to change that. And I think we should watch both Bob Norian and Roy Lipner, who are very good on the starts, I know, because I constantly watch them go by me. And I think they will be looking to make up places here on the restart, which will be coming shortly, probably in a minute and a half, as the cars right now are making their way through a portion of the south track. The leaders are with the pace car.
Oh, going to go green-white checkers here. One lap dash. We're going to have a 1-lap trophy.
We have just been informed that it is going to be the green flag and the white flag out. So it is a 1-lap race till the end. And you'll have to forgive us, a bit of our communications are a little bit slow today. So production is doing a great job trying to help us out, and we are doing a lousy job trying to figure out precisely what's going on here. So forgive us a little bit, but the production team here at Autobahn is top-notch. You know, they just redid this area, and it's really an amazing area, and it looks like you're stepping into professional race control. The staff here at this club is one of the most professional, and since we are watching cars parade around, I will take a moment to also give a shout-out to the safety staff who helped me when I had my accident a couple weeks ago. We have a professional ALS team here, paramedics, and they were on the scene within a few minutes of me being found, and I'm grateful for that. So we are watching now the leaders and the pace car. They are coming into what would be turn 6 on the north course, turn 16 full course. And so they are going to start to really pack up as they've been instructed and get ready for when they hit that back straight to see the green and the white flag for the 1-lap dogfight that will determine who takes home the points today. And it's pretty exciting. If you look here, despite how spaced out the field was, we've got we've got at least 10 cars right here in this pack. And I think we're gonna see a battle here, and I'm excited, Dennis.
We're going to have quite a battle for the lead, but also quite a battle for the win in GT3. Bob Norian there sitting in third
And
place.
they've gone green again. David Calzada takes the straight line. Got Val G trying to move to the outside, won't get the move done, and watch Norian try to make his move again on Val and see if he can keep him behind for a lap. But it seems like right now the order looks pretty much the same as they came in. I can't quite tell what might have gone on in the back there. It looks like there's a few cars side by side.
Calzada pulling away, but Bob Norian right on the tail of Val G's car there, fighting for second place.
And it looks here like we've got some of the... Calzada has pulled away, I'm sorry. And you're right, Bob Norian is right up there with Val G as they come through turn 6, and they will be going down into turn 8. And Norian may be trying to make a move there. I can see in the distance, but he's just not quite close enough.
Trying to size him up for second place overall and the class lead here on the final lap.
And Norian's doing a good job hanging with Val. They're followed there by Dick Ruck, who has Roy Lipner behind him. And again, Calzada seems to be walking away from the rest of the pack. Not unsurprising, given that he is in a higher class. But you do have 2 GT3 cars ahead of several GT2 cars, which is a testament to how good both of those drivers, Val G and Bob Norian, are.
And this is a track that really rewards good driving. So you get to see those drivers in the lower class get to challenge their classmates up a notch here.
And here they come through that turn 6, and Norian is trying, but I have a feeling he's going to run out of time and space. I think that BMW probably has a little more than the Cayman on that straight, and I think it'll be just enough for Val G to stay ahead and take the win in the GT3 class. And it looks like, Dennis, the checkered flag is out.
Checkered flag flies for David Calzada. He will be your winner in the beautiful Miata, taking the first place. Val G in second, and the winner in your GT3 class, Bob Norian, Dick Ruck, and Roy Lipner round out your top 5. Jim Hammond coming in 6th overall in first in the GT4 class.
And that's a great drive from Jim in GT4. You know, Jim is a very experienced driver, longtime member here. He has moved south to the great state of Florida, but he and his family still come up to Autobahn several times a year and maintain their membership here. And it's really great to see them when they do come out and race. And I think it gets warm in Florida about this time of year, so they come up here a little bit and race with us instead of sweltering at Sebring.
A beautiful race out here today. David Calzada getting the win. And Charlie, when I look at the timing and scoring, I see so many of the best laps really close together. We had a very tight-knit field here today in this GT class.
Yeah, and you know, as time goes on and people get more developed, it always amazes me that the same cars and the same drivers get faster here at this track. And I think you see that you've got a lot of guys. You know, I even look at Calzada, your overall winner. I mean, he qualified at a 2:29.6, and his best lap during the race is a 2:30.989, that's pretty tight margin. Pretty impressive driving. And we've got the GT Series top 5 here. So in GT1, Tony Diar-Bekherli, and I didn't have a chance to mention this before, but Tony ran a 50K this morning near the Wisconsin border. I looked at him in the paddock and I was like, "You're still standing?" And now the guy is on the racetrack in what is no doubt probably a very, very hot car at the end of the race. So that is an accomplishment at the least to be finishing, never mind to be the class winner. David Calzada, our overall winner, winning in GT2, then followed by Val G in GT3 in the white BMW M2. GT4 winner Jim Hammond, back visiting from Florida, and GT5 is Tony Kester, whom we didn't talk quite enough about Tony today. Tony is a heck of a driver, a heck of a guy, and also is one of the funnier people that you will encounter here at Autobahn. So I am purposely avoiding Tony because it hurts to laugh with the broken ribs right now, Dennis.
Yeah, before the racing today, I got a chance to talk to a number of the drivers after the drivers' meeting, and everybody out here at Autobahn, so much fun to be around, Charlie.
Yeah, it's really a great place. Great people, and one of the things about this track, after my accident, there were so many people who reached out to me to wish me well, and it was really just indicative of how close, what good friends everybody down here is. And I see John Ranty pulling into the paddock. That was one of the phone calls that I got. Tony Kester texted me all week long to make sure that I was still doing all right. And this is neat as they pull up to the podium here. New this year, they're bringing in the top 3 cars here and letting them have the car at the podium, which I think is really cool. Makes us all think and pretend that we're Formula One drivers, right? But there's no standing on the roof here.
And Charlie, there's always fun things going on out here at Autobahn. Today, for instance, beautiful Ferraris on the grounds that members were able to take out for a little joyride to see if they want to add that to their collection. Also, El Bandito Tequila here today. He had his Mustang that he was driving around, but he usually races an NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle. Now, I'm going to advise you to stay away from that.
Yeah, thank you. I actually saw that thing, and I nearly started crying after crashing my 49cc scooter. I thought that I am from now on going to relegate myself to 4 wheels. But I did see that drag bike, and excuse me, what a machine that is. And it's covered with the El Bandito logos and really neat, and it's indicative of the breadth of racing and motorsports that you'll see here every day at Autobahn. There's a kart track where kids as young as 6 and 7 begin their motorsports careers. Later on today in the Spec Miata race, we'll see a couple of young men who are 14 years old who started racing at the kart track and are now in full-size cars, and quite honestly, they can't drive on the street yet legally, but they are out here and they are beating some of the best at the club. So it is an amazing place. It is absolutely unique amongst clubs, amongst places for motorsports enthusiasts to go and drive fast and be safe.
Great opportunity. You can start on the kart track, get a feel for racing at speed. And this isn't one of your little kiddie, go-kart tracks you're going to see at a carnival. This is a real professional karting course where you will learn real fast whether you've got it to move up to that next level. Years ago, I had the opportunity to work with some drivers from Fall Line Motorsports. They've got drivers that they bring out here to school and help work their way up through the various classes of road racing. So you can start out in a kart, then hop in with Fall Line or one of the other teams out here and work out your skills and develop your skills to go pro racing someday. It's an amazing facility indeed. Well, we've got a few minutes before our next race, which will be Wings and Things and Radicals, which should put on a good show out here. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Autobahn Member Racing channel here on YouTube.
This is a Blazer.
We're here at the acclaimed Daytona International Speedway to show the Blazer EVSS in a way it's never been seen. It's beautiful with a sleek and dynamic design, but performance is in our DNA. And what better way to put the Blazer EVSS to the paces than having Team Chevy NASCAR drivers Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain get behind the wheel.
She looks fast.
Sure does.
You want to see what she's got?
Let's go.
All right. Yoo-hoo!
This is a Blazer EVSS. Let's see what Wild Mode can do.
Let's go. Yes! So much torque.
This is what performance sounds like.
What a ride. You think the Cup car will be that smooth? My turn to drive.
From 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Experience the sound of performance.
Yeah, I was definitely faster than Daniel.
Define nature. It's what defines the all-new 2024 Corvette E-Ray. The quickest Corvette ever, with 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. An electrified all-wheel drive that handles all 4 seasons. A supercar of contrasts. It's everything you never expected. One like none.
At Lexus, our motto is you have to feel it to believe it. Experience the exhilaration of the Lexus Performance line.
Kart Circuit Autobahn, home of the best arrive and drive karting in the Chicagoland area. This is our brand new fleet of CRG Centurion rental karts that go 50 miles an hour. They're fast, fun, and safe. They are also built for the driver that has the need for speed. Come on out and show us what you got.
Hi there, and welcome to the wonderful Audubon Country Club. Come take a lap around our 3.56 mile full course in our Audubon Driver Academy GR86 Cup car. As the green flag drops, expect cars to go 2, 3, even 4 wide into turn 1. Will everyone make it? Only fate will tell. Hold on tight, it's a long triple apex, and settle in for a second as a short straight takes us down to turns 2 and 3. A great passing opportunity here for drivers into a long, sweeping right. Very important to let the car settle before you enter the world-famous $1 million corner, turn 3, but be careful and keep off the curb at the exit. The chute down to turn 4 has the brave drivers keeping the gas pedal pinned to the floor as they turn in to hit the apex. Keep some pressure on the wheel as the turn tightens up at the exit as well. Coming up to the newly named $1 billion corner, don't turn in too early and let the car push out to the exit curb. Hug the outside in 6. A quick position change may occur here with a good run out of the last few turns. Take your first breath of the lap heading through the kink. Hard on the brakes in 8. Don't lock up and watch for cars coming up the inside. Take your time as you use all the patience you have into 9 and 10. Set up here is key for a good run onto the longest straight of the course. Take your time and get all the way over to the right by the dirt patch. Turn in, nice and smooth onto the gas. Now time to really get on it. At 1,800 feet, time to check your gauges, mirrors, and wave to the fans in the one and only Audubon Garage Mahal's on the left. Do you want the inside or outside coming into 11? A lot of curb or no curb? A quick switchback into 12. Let the car push out and take your time, but head back to the left coming up and over the jump. Past the link and back onto the north course, down the second longest straight of the course, which leads you into the prettiest part of the track in the S's. Balance and weight transfer, the name of the game through 14 and 15. Do you brake? How much gas? Where do you shift? A real rhythm section here, but now you're in the groove. Another good run out of 15 will set you up with a passing opportunity into turn 16. Never too late. Wait, 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 almost running off the track. Stay left again over the hill. How many laps are left in the race? Is this your last chance at glory? An uphill run into the braking zone leads to some late braking. It's time to attack or defend. One set of turns to go. Back to the basics. Slow in, fast out. Smooth as fast. Look ahead. Eyes locked on the flag stand. Hold on tight and rejoice as the checkered flag drops. And in only at Audubon fashion, the festivities are only just beginning. Good luck to all of our drivers out there.
Welcome back. to Autobahn Member Racing here from the Autobahn Country Club, the Midwest premier motorsports club. We just saw an exciting GT race. This is Dennis Michelson along with Charlie Margoson. Charlie, we are about to see another entertaining race. I love these radicals. They put on a show.
Yeah, I think this is one of the more exciting classes of cars to watch. These are purpose-built race cars. They're manufactured in England, the radicals are, and you can see them pulling onto track here for their pace lap. But these cars generate a lot of downforce. As a result, they can brake later than a lot of the cars. They can go through some of these turns, or sweeping turns, quite quickly, and they're really fun to watch. And you've got a bunch of cars that are equal, so it is a true battle of drivers here today.
So we'll have two classes here with the radicals and the wings and things, correct?
That's right. So the wings and things is a small but growing class here at Autobahn, and those are single-seater, purpose-built open-wheel race cars. And we've got, I believe, two cars that will be wings and things, and you viewers at home will be able to tell the difference very easily. The Radicals wheels are covered. When you see the wings and things, they're going to look more like your traditional Formula One or Indy car. And in fact, the cars that race in that class are development cars that they use in the series for things like Formula One, things like Indy lights. And it does appear that maybe we are missing one of our drivers in wings and things, so it may be a one-car race there. Nonetheless, it will be entertaining to watch. I suspect somebody might have had a last-minute mechanical issue and did not make it to the grid. So as we see the radicals here coming around, and everybody is scrubbing the tires, and one of the common misconceptions is that drivers weave back and forth to try to get heat in the tires, and that is not the case. That is to try to get whatever is picked up in that very sticky, slick rubber compound out of the tires. Oh,
looks like we got a late arrival.
It
Charlie.
does look like Brandon Schwartz has shown up, and he is trying to catch up to the pack, so we will have a wings and things race. It's not just going to be a wings race.
So in the wings and things class, Brandon Schwartz will be our lead car to take the green. Charles Meir, the second in the class. Our Radical Series, Mike D'Ambrose, Alon Kim, John Mikulski, Kevin Loffridge, Wenli Zhu, and Chow, I should say, Wenli Chow, sorry about the pronunciation, and Aaron Ziegler. So 8 cars total, 2 in the wings and things, and 6 total should be out there for the Radicals today.
And, one thing that might be helpful for folks to understand here, if you looked at, say, the fastest of the GT cars, which are things like a Porsche Cup car, those lap this track somewhere around 2 minutes, 25 seconds. This wings and things top qualifier was 2 minutes and 14 seconds. And you're in the low 220s if you're talking about the Radicals. So these cars get around here a bit quicker than some of the more IMSA type cars that you'll see running here. And we see the Radical pack here starting to pack up as they come around the last turns for that North Straight. Dennis and I are going to stand up and look for that magical green flag that says it's time to be off and racing here. I'm about to say something I've always wanted to say, and I hope Martin Brundle won't get upset.
Starter Chris Corvo with the green flag in hand. He'll set these Radicals on their way.
And it's lights out and away we go here at Autobahn Country Club. We got a move to the outside, and we'll see if that sticks. It appears like everybody stayed in the same order coming through turn one. And again, another clean start. Now we see our two Wings and Things approaching the straight end. Green flag. And you see Brandon Schwartz made a quick move in front of Charles Meir, and they are off and racing as well behind the pack of the Radicals. The Radicals are now single file coming through turn number 4 on the south course, spaced out nicely and moving through their race cleanly.
Got away nice and clean, that red and white car of Mike D'Ambrose leading the way.
Looks like we have Aaron Ziegler and perhaps Wenley. They might be in for a little bit of a battle here in the back. It looks like Ziegler is trying to make that move around him. So we'll see what happens there. And as the Radicals go out of sight and onto the back straight, here comes Brandon Schwartz, who has already opened up quite a gap on Charles in the Wings and Things machines.
We saw almost a 15-second difference in qualifying, so we're expecting Brandon to have a smooth going in the Wings and Things class today.
And, you know, it's interesting. If you look at the two guys who are in the Wings and Things class, you've got Brandon Schwartz, who is one of the guys who kind of grew up here at Autobahn Country Club, and followed by Charles Meir, who is a relatively new member but has really jumped in head first into racing. He is always out here practicing, and it won't be long before you see that time gap start to fall. And here, developing towards the back of the Radical group, we have a little bit of a battle. Looks like Ziegler might have gotten ahead of Wenley, and I'm not quite sure. We don't see the back here. We've got the front of the pack. But I'm not quite sure what the order is back there right now. And it looks like Alon Kim is closing in a little bit there on Mike D'Ambrose as well in the front. So we could have a couple of battles here. It's exciting. What looked like it might be kind of a spaced out Radical race. Those back three cars are battling it out. Looks like right now Aaron Ziegler might be ahead of both Wenley and Kevin Lothridge, I believe.
We'll go 10 laps today with this Wings and Things and Radical race. Waiting for timing and scoring to update here in the booth.
Okay, well, here we go. I've got it here on my trusty screen. We've got Mike D'Ambrose leading in Radical, followed by Alon Kim, Kevin Lothridge in third. Aaron Ziegler moved up to fourth place. He had started last on the grid, so quite a nice move from him. John Mikulski and Wen Li Zhou. So that those back three are continuing to battle it out, and I think that's going to make for an exciting race. And we do see Brandon Schwartz in the faster Wings and Things car now making his way through the back of the Radical pack, and he should dispense with them relatively quickly. As much grip and speed and horsepower as those Radicals have. That open tire, the open wheeled Formula type car is far superior and faster. So Brandon has already passed those back three and will now make his way through the rest of the pack, I imagine, relatively shortly here.
And those Radicals did know that faster car was coming and gave him plenty of room.
Yeah, I would have done the exact same thing. Now, Aaron Ziegler here has, looks like John Mikulski right on his tail. And John is looking to make the move and get that place back. And it'll be interesting to see what develops because, Wenley, a little bit of an off there because Wendley was making pace and was catching up with those two. So I think as we see Aaron Ziegler and perhaps Mikulski battling it out, you're going to see that last place car get up there as well. You know, we all watch the professional racers, and as a racer knows, you're just slower when you are either defending or trying to get by somebody, and that can put you right into the target zone of the next car behind you, and that's exactly what we see happening here. You know, with the last place car, it's got some nice free air, and he doesn't have to worry about anything besides catching those two while they duke it out.
And quite a battle between those two. They're just about nose to tail and have stayed that way through about the last 6 or 7 turns, holding that same gap. Quite often we do see somebody get a big advantage here as they're battling in a tight pack like this.
Yeah, and as you see them come through turn 8, and then turn 9 and then 10, which is what we call patience here, because you have to wait to get on the throttle if you want to stay on the track. The cars in the back are moving through there, and we are now again watching Mikulski. We're now again watching Mikulski some way here and is trying to catch Aaron Ziegler.
That big battle, 3-horse race now in that battle as the third car is caught up.
Yeah, they're really fighting it out for whoever's going to be the third car on the podium in that radical race, and I think that battle we might watch for quite a while, Dennis.
Beautiful red and white car dashing through on the lead there.
Yeah, so leading the race right now is still Mike D'Ambrose, and Alon Kim is following. And now we see the Wings and Things car of Brandon Schwartz coming through turn number 1, followed by the leader of the Radicals, I believe.
Three laps on the board. Mike D'Ambrose continues to lead the way. Alon Kim in second place among the Radicals. Kevin Lohrich is third. Then Aaron Ziegler, Wenli Chow, John Mikulski, and rounds out the Radicals pack.
And we see here coming down the beautiful back straight with that view. That was Mike D'Ambrose, and he was followed by Alon Kim, now making their way through the link between the north and south track. And you see Brandon Schwartz coming through there at a rapid clip in the faster Wings and Things car.
How tough is it when you have a much faster car to make the pass without losing much of your lap time out here at Autobahn?
Well, you know, this track is designed for safe racing, and the nice thing about being out in the members racing series, Dennis, is that you know who you're racing with, and they know the track. So as daunting as it can be to see a faster class car closing in on you, you can also be relatively reassured that the guy who is closing on you, or girl, has a good sense of where it's safe to pass and where it's not. And generally, with the speed differential that we see here in these cars, it's not a situation where, say, the Radical driver is going to have to lift to let that other car by, and as a result probably doesn't lose much on his lap time. I do imagine that, as happens any time you hit traffic on the racetrack, that Brandon Schwartz is going to see a hit to his lap time as he makes his way through this pack of slower cars. And Brandon Brandon at this point has made his way through the Radical pack, except for the one car, the leader, Mike D'Ambrose, and he comes up on him here as they enter Patience.
Really matters where you catch someone out here too, so you don't lose that time as you're trying to overtake that faster, slower car.
Precisely, and you know the difference between these two cars, and you see Brandon has now gone by Mike and is in the lead overall. The difference between these two cars is notable, and when you get in one of those cars like the Formula car, they can really even take a tighter line through some of these turns and position themselves better on the straights where they're going to dominate. So a very nice pass by Brandon Schwartz. And, now we see the Radical grouping coming through. Mike D'Ambrose still significantly in the lead out in front, Alon Kim following. And it seems like the back of the Radical pack has spaced out as well, perhaps as Charles Mayer makes his way through that grouping. And Charles is now coming up on the start-finish stand. And he just zoomed by us. Boy, does that car sound good. Oh, that was Brandon Schwartz, I'm sorry, that just zoomed by us here. Followed by the two leaders of the Radicals series. Again, that being Mike D'Ambrose and Alon Kim. Next was Kevin Lothridge, who is quite a bit behind, and we see the starter now signaling that we are halfway through the race, so they are making their way through lap number 5 here at Autobahn Country Club. Continues to be a battle here with Aaron Ziegler now in front of Wenli Zhu, but Wenli is hanging in there, and I think this one is going to come down to the last lap if I had to guess.
Some tight competition out here at Autobahn, and Radicals class today, and halfway home.
And one of the neat things about being out here is you do have different levels of drivers, even in the same cars. So there is always somebody to race with, regardless of your experience and level of racecraft, and it gives you the opportunity perhaps to race with people even though you might not be at the very front doing the fastest lap times, and as a result you can learn that all important racecraft and make your way up to the group that is in the front. And it's fun to watch different drivers do that as they join the club and make their way through, and the guys who are really dedicated to getting a lot of seat time in, and you watch them move up. Now coming down the back straight, Wen Lee and Aaron Ziegler are they're pretty much nose to tail. Ziegler might have made a car gap on him, but this is a race, and it is a battle, and it is exciting to watch. It's even more exciting to be in the car taking part in it.
Some great views here on what it's like being out here and enjoying the show. The fans here on the deck.
And one of the things that's worth mentioning is all of these cars, being dedicated race cars, are designed differently than some of the cars we just saw in the GT race. And they are designed to generate downforce. And that downforce pushes that car down to the track and gives you far more grip through the turns. So while we mentioned the lap time differential, for all you budding scientists, wannabe engineers who are watching today going, racing is cool, There is a lot of engineering that goes into designing these cars to make them generate the right amount of downforce and create the handling to keep them pinned to the ground and avoid slip so they can go through these turns quickly. And it's all important when you're in a battle like we see here with Aaron Ziegler and Wenley. And these guys are just going at it, and I think they're doing a terrific job. And so far we've seen Aaron Ziegler hanging on to that lead for the last podium spot.
And with these radicals, you'll see a nice little four-wheel slide in some of these corners. It's pretty amazing. These are nimble little racecraft.
And as the race goes on, this is a 3.56 mile track. As the race goes on, the tires get hotter. You're going to get more slip, especially today. It's a warmer day. The track is got to have more temperature in it with it being bright, sunny, no clouds. And these drivers are now at the point where they're starting to see that their tires are not giving them the same amount of grip that they had on those first few laps. And you have to adjust your driving style and be ready for it. That's also why you might see some of the lap times fall off, together with the fact that these guys are battling for place, which unfortunately takes time out of your lap.
Battling for fourth place in class, but you're also always battling against yourself for your best lap time ever during a race.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought that there was going to be a move by Wenley on Aaron there. And as they come into turn number 16, North 6, they are still neck and neck. And again, you see that phenomenon that I'm talking about. Those two cars up front are battling, and the car behind him is starting to make time on them again. He's come back into view, and we just might have him catching up to the pack. One thing that our production folks wanted to let us know is that Brandon Schwartz is driving an F3 car. So Brandon's car is even a notch above what we see Charles Mayer in the Wings and Things class. And like I said before, those are developmental cars for series like Indy and Indy Lights. That's a serious car, folks, generating a lot of downforce, wide tires, and that is a very professional level race car out here at Autobahn.
That can be a beast of a car to handle, too.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to drive it in the rain. Nice day like today, maybe, but in the rain, not a lot in front of you, but your shield, that separates the men from the boys, and I would be sitting with the boys.
Up front in those radical class, Mike D'Ambrose continuing to show the way. Alone Kim in second, and then Kevin Lockridge in third place. That battle continuing for fourth and fifth.
And again, they're coming through into patience for fourth and fifth, right on top of each other. And, Aaron Ziegler continues to hold Wenley off.
When you've constantly been under battle here for position lap after lap, how tough is that to start doing a little bit more mirror driving than looking out the front?
That is a question that a lot of people ask me. It's like, would you rather be the guy in front under pressure from the back or the guy in back trying to make the pass? And the answer is neither. It's both of them are stressful positions to be in, but it's also probably the most fun you'll ever have on a racetrack. I have executed some great moves, and I have been the victim of some great moves. And either way, this is very much a gentleman's driving series and club. So at the end of the day, you kind of slap each other on the back. Please don't do that to me with the broken ribs. And congratulate the guy who put that pass on. And speaking of passes, and around goes, is that Alone Kim? He looks like he was trying to get by Aaron Ziegler, and he has spun himself around, and he is right outside of the beautiful Autobahn garage in the background, and that would be turn number 7 on the North Track 17. He is back underway, but that obviously, the pressure we were talking about that was on Aaron Ziegler has just disappeared. And it can be that quick, you know? You just slightly put a wheel off and you turn your car around, and thankfully it doesn't look like he's got damage. He's making his way down the straight now. But it's definitely a situation where that one turn has ruined his day on the racetrack for today.
How responsive are these tires after you've had a spin like that? Do you have a problem with a flat spot to cause you some trouble?
Well, you certainly can in the Radicals, which do not have anti-lock braking systems. So I am a GT racer, and we do have ABS in our cars. As we see the white flag out for Brandon Schwartz. But, you know, it really depends on what the conditions are off track. So you spin the car, maybe you don't have a flat spot, but you do get to pick up everything that is out in that grass. And if it's wet, if it's slimy, if there's rocks, the first few turns are what we affectionately refer to as pucker moments, because they can be very unnerving when you've had an off and you're trying to get back in a race.
And those hot tires, they will just collect everything.
Oh yeah.
Brandon Schwartz continuing to lead the way here. Mike D'Ambrose in second place and first among the Radical cars. Alone Kim in third place. And third on the Radicals podium right now, Kevin Lockridge has quite a nice gap now between him and Ziegler.
And then, of course, Mikulski moved up a place when Wenley experienced that spin. So that battle we were watching between Aaron Ziegler and Wenley Zhou is effectively over. And Wenley had to yield sixth place to Mikulski as a result. But you got to give somebody credit for continuing on and finishing too. And, you know, that is also part of the fun and part of the battle. It was interesting, you know, after that happened, we just saw the car of Ziegler and Mikulski come through, and Mikulski made some time on Ziegler there. I don't think there was contact on that last lap, but certainly Mikulski got right up there with Ziegler and was very close at the finish. So it'd be interesting to hear from the racers as to what exactly transpired there.
Checkered flag in hand. Double checkered flag waves. Brandon Schwartz, your winner overall in Wings and Things. Coming up to the line second, Mike D'Ambrose.
That was Charles Mayer. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Wings and Things. No, that's all right.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see our Radicals come through. Oh, and here we are picking up the leader of the Radical race. Now it's time for us to say Mike D'Ambrose. Mike D'Ambrose crosses the finish line in first place for the Radical race here at Autobahn Country Club.
Alone Kim will come in second place among the Radicals. A nice gap over third place. And here comes your third place car.
Kevin Lockridge is running third and rounding out the podium for the Radical race here today. And look at that. There is a battle again involving Aaron Ziegler. So Ziegler is now fighting it out with the car of...
Should be Mikulski.
Yep, John
right?
Mikulski, I believe, yeah. So we'll see what happens.
It's a little bit of space here.
Yeah, it looks
coming
like,
out of the final turn, and
looks
he'll
like
hang
Aaron
on.
got him at the very end to hold on for that fourth place. Fifth place was Mikulski, And Wenley, who experienced the spin, will come in 6th place here in our Radical race today. We want to thank you all for listening and watching this live stream broadcast of the exciting Radical Wings and Things race here at Autobahn Country Club.
Brandon Schwartz will be your winner in the Wings and Things, with Charles Meir in 2nd place. It was a class of 2 today, but that class will be growing over the weeks to come. Mike D'Ambrose taking home top spot for your Radicals. Alone Kim in 2nd. Kevin Loveridge in 3rd. Aaron Ziegler and John Mikulski round out your top 5. While you're out here at the Autobahn Country Club, of course, you got to stop by and pick up some swag. Did you see those cool shirts that everybody is wearing?
There's some wonderful, wonderful Autobahn Country Club swag. It can be picked up at the apparel store, which is located in the member lounge. Next time you are heading to the bar, make a pit stop in the merch area to get your own Autobahn swag. Or alternatively, have a couple drinks in the bar and you're more likely to buy more swag.
Well, you need more swag with every drink. Definitely out here. And of course, the members have quite the luxury out here, Charlie, because they can hold some nice corporate events. This is not just a racetrack. Autobahn Country Club is a fully outfitted event venue featuring exciting ride and drive programs, comfortable meeting and exhibition spaces, challenging kart circuit, and a talented hospitality team ready to prepare top-notch cuisine for your next event. And hey, I had lunch out here today. Top-notch cuisine is saying it.
Yeah, you know, it's terrific. We've got a new chef on board this year. We're excited to see what he does with our cuisine. I might as well take this opportunity to put a plug in for my own company, Highland Management Associates. We had one of those corporate events down here, brought down about 20 people, people we do business with, did some go-karting, did some lead follow on the track with some professional club drivers, and people just had a ball. I don't know if they do business with me more because of it, but they sure had a good time. And of course, we had some cocktails. We did not pick up any swag that day.
And when you become a member out here at the Autobahn Country Club, of course, there's a great driver academy. From learning the fundamentals of handling your vehicle to pushing boundaries and hitting exhilarating speeds, achieve your driving goals with Autobahn's comprehensive driver academy programs tailored for enthusiasts at every level. And you can see Andrew in the Autobahn Driver Academy office to learn more.
And you know, the neat thing about that Autobahn Driver Academy program for the folks at home, I know everybody listening in the paddock knows this, but the club has put a lot of time and effort into developing that over the past 3 years so that somebody can come in here as a relative novice and have the confidence and skills to be racing much more quickly than they might otherwise be with the professional instruction and the pros that are here at the Autobahn Country Club available at people's disposal. And the picture here on the camera, we see Francesco Divola of Team Stradale, who runs all those Radicals, congratulating the drivers on a good race. And like we said, the drivers congratulating each other, which is one of the great things about the camaraderie here at the club. Everybody will battle it out on track, and as we see, some fierce battles, and then they will hug it out and have a cocktail in the bar together. And I mentioned Team Stradale, but Havoc Motorsports and Team Stradale are both sponsors of the Radical and Wings and Things series, and we wish to thank them both for their continued support of the Autobahn Country Club. This is the place where everybody goes for their open wheel and or radical needs here at Autobahn Country Club and really all across the universe of Chicago racers. They are pros and they're great at what they do.
Great to see that team working on the cars and also giving a little advice to the drivers earlier today when they're out there for hot laps and qualifying. They take good care of you and make you a better driver.
Yep, wonderful place, wonderful teams, wonderful shops here to service the cars. And with that right now, I think we're going to take a moment and sign off, and we'll be back with you shortly for the next live stream.
We'll have the Spec Miata race coming up at about 4:20, so stay tuned to the Autobahn Member Racing YouTube channel for more racing action.
At Lexus, our motto is you have to feel it to believe it. Experience the exhilaration of the Lexus Performance line.
We're here at the acclaimed Daytona International Speedway to show the Blazer EVSS in a way it's never been seen. It's beautiful with a sleek and dynamic design, but performance is in our DNA. And what better way to put the Blazer EVSS to the paces than having Team Chevy NASCAR drivers Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain get behind the wheel?
She looks fast.
Sure does.
You want to see what she's got?
Let's go.
All right. Yoo-hoo!
This is a Blazer EVSS. Let's see what Wild Mode can do.
Let's go. Yes! So much torque.
This is what performance sounds like.
What a ride! You think the Cup car will be that smooth? My turn to drive.
From 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Experience the sound of performance.
Yeah, I was definitely faster than Daniel.
The Kart Circuit Autobahn, home of the best arrive and drive karting in the Chicagoland area. This is our brand new fleet of CRG Centurion rental karts that go 50 miles an hour. They're fast, fun, and safe. They are also built for the driver that has the need for speed. Come on out and show us what you got.
Define nature. It's what defines the all-new 2024 Corvette E-Ray. The quickest Corvette ever, with 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. An electrified all-wheel drive that handles all 4 seasons. A supercar of contrasts. It's everything you never expected. One like none.
Hi there, and welcome to the wonderful Autobahn Country Club. Come take a lap around our 3.56 mile full course in our Autobahn Driver Academy GR86 Cup car. As the green flag drops, expect cars to go 2, 3, even 4 wide into turn 1. Will everyone make it? Only fate will tell. Hold on tight, it's a long triple apex, and settle in for a second as a short straight takes us down to turns 2 and 3. A great passing opportunity here for drivers into a long sweeping right. Very important to let the car settle before you enter the world-famous $1 million corner, turn 3, but be careful and keep off the curb at the exit. The chute down to turn 4 has the brave drivers keeping the gas pedal pinned to the floor as they turn in to hit the apex. Keep some pressure on the wheel as the turn tightens up at the exit as well. Coming up to the newly named $1 billion corner, don't turn in too early and let the car push out to the exit curb. Hug the outside in 6. A quick position change may occur here with a good run out of the last few turns. Take your first breath of the lap heading through the kink. Hard on the brakes in 8. Don't lock up and watch for cars coming up the inside. Take your time as you use all the patience you have into 9 and 10. Set up here is key for a good run onto the longest straight of the course. Take your time and get all the way over to the right by the dirt patch. Turn in, nice and smooth onto the gas. Now time to really get on it. At 1,800 feet, time to check your gauges, mirrors, and wave to the fans in the one and only Autobahn Garage Mahals on the left. Do you want the inside or outside coming into 11? A lot of curb or no curb? A quick switch back into 12. Let the car push out and take your time, but head back to the left coming up and over the jump. Past the link and back onto the north course, down the second longest straight of the course, which leads you into the prettiest part of the track in the S's. Balance and weight transfer, the name of the game through 14 and 15. Do you brake? How much gas? Where do you shift? A real rhythm section here, but now you're in the groove. Another good run out of 15 will set you up with a passing opportunity into turn 16. Never too late. Wait, 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 almost running off the track. Stay left again over the hill. How many laps are left in the race? Is this your last chance at glory? An uphill run into the braking zone leads to some late braking. It's time to attack or defend. One set of turns to go. Back to the basics. Slow in, fast out. Smooth as fast. Look ahead. Eyes locked on the flag stand. Hold on tight and rejoice as the checkered flag drops. And in only at Autobahn fashion, the festivities are only just beginning. Good luck to all of our drivers out there.
We're here at the acclaimed Daytona International Speedway to show the Blazer EVSS in a way it's never been seen. It's beautiful with a sleek and dynamic design, but performance is in our DNA. And what better way to put the Blazer EVSS to the paces than having Team Chevy NASCAR drivers Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain get behind the wheel.
She looks fast.
Sure does.
You want to see what she's got?
Let's go.
All right. Yoo!
This is a Blazer EVSS. Let's see what wild mode can do.
Let's go. Yes! So much torque.
This is what performance sounds like.
What a ride. You think the Cup car will be that smooth? My turn to drive.
From 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Experience the sound of performance.
Yeah, I was definitely faster than Daniel.
At Lexus, our motto is you have to feel it to believe it. Experience the exhilaration of the Lexus Performance line.
Define nature. It's what defines the all-new 2024 Corvette E-Ray. The quickest Corvette ever, with 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. An electrified all-wheel drive that handles all 4 seasons. A supercar of contrasts. It's everything you never expected. One like none.
Audubon, home of the best arrive and drive karting in the Chicagoland area. This is our brand new fleet of CRG Centurion rental carts that go 50 miles an hour. They're fast, fun, and safe. They are also built for the driver that has the need for speed. Come on out and show us what you got.
Welcome back to Autobahn Member Racing here from the Autobahn Country Club, the Midwest's premier motorsports club. And Charlie had to run. I think he had a hot dinner date. But Kyle, great to see you. Great to have you helping out here for the Spec Miata race. I think we're about to see a show.
Oh, well, it's great to be here, Dennis. Thank you. And thank you to Charlie Margosian. But, yep, it is Kyle Nato up here in the announcer booth. For better or worse, we are going to be side by side for the next 30 to 40 minutes as we watch our Spec Miata and SM2 drivers take the field. Out front, we see those beautiful Lexus pace cars as they are giving some VIP thrill rides to some lucky members and their guests as they are out in front of this over 40 car Spec Miata field. This is going to be some fantastic racing. So I hope you're wearing sandals because we are about to blow your socks off with the start of this race.
So the cars are all equal, Kyle. That means it's up to the drivers in these classes. And we've got two classes. We got the Spec Miata class and we got the SM2s.
Absolutely. So you'll see we do have two classes in this series. And we've got a beautiful in-car shot right there.
That's Josh Dale's car.
That is Josh Dale. So we are riding along with Josh Dale, and I'd say even worms don't wiggle as much as he is doing. So he is driving back and forth. As you can see on this beautiful drone shot, the drivers are trying to heat up their tires in their cars. These slick tires, you want them nice and hot so they get very grippy on this beautiful day here at Autobahn Country Club. Again, there's actually, in the Spec Miata series, we've got two classes. We have the SM and SM2. SM, these are the big dogs. These are the drivers that are going for the championship. Now, the SM2 category, they too have their own championship. However, these drivers are a little maybe less skilled or don't come out and race as often as the regular Spec Miata series. But race director Mike Gritter reserves the right to bump people up from SM2 into the SM class. So there's a wild ride that we are going to take here just shortly when the green flag drops. Now, looking at our top 10, this is the SM2 category. So we've got on pole position in SM2, Connor Ryan. Right next to him, his brother, Emmett Ryan, and then his other brother, Eamon Ryan. So that's your top three. So the Ryans are doing very, very well here in SM2. Another young gun, Eli Dysart. He actually started racing go-karts here, did very well, won a few championships, and has progressed from karts all the way up to cars. So we'll be talking about our driver academy and the ladder program that we offer to our members to get young drivers from karts to cars all the way up to their racing goals, perhaps IndyCar, Formula One, one of these days. But next to Eli, we've got Sean Benet, Chris Demizio, Alan Zocker, fan favorite Bob, 808 Bob Reisinger, with Mark Stadolski and Noel Sachs rounding out the top 10 in SM2. Now, let's take a look at our SM category.
We've got 18 Spec Miatas in the SM class that will be taking the green flag today. Matt Alexander, Gavin Gleitzman up front, Brandon Collins and Josh Dale sharing row 2. Jake Malter and Mike Ryan in row 3. Then it's Ethan Taylor, Matt Keck, Bill Benning, and Kevin Lockridge rounding out your top 10. 18 cars total and 22 in the SM2 class. This is going to be a show, Kyle.
All right, it looks like the drivers are starting to grid up. They're going to go 2 by 2 on these final corners as all eyes are going to be on the starter as they come around. Now, They are doing a split start. So we're splitting the SM and the SM2 drivers. So there's going to be a huge gap between those two series. But right now, you'll be able to see coming into view, coming around turn 17, it is your current leaders of Matt Alexander and Gavin Gleitzman. Alexander in that all-black 157 Miata, and Gavin Gleitzman in the Food and Fuel number 51. As they come around the final corner.
A beautiful Performance Fleet Lexus pace car hits pit road, and up there on the flag stand, starter Chris Corvo has the green flag in hand, and he sets them loose for 10 laps here around Autobahn Country Club Speedway.
And they are off, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to be diving into turn 1. It looks like Alexander still out in front. Gleitzman right on the outside, but who is sneaking in to try and get around? But Alexander's able to hold off. Now we're going to jump back to the SM2 class. Green flag is waving. We are clean and green so far for the SM2 class.
Beautiful racing through turn 1 for that SM class. Now we'll see if SM2 can make it through clean, and they do as well.
And it looks like we got Orion that went way wide and is unfortunately dropping down. He's getting freight trained by, and it looks like he's actually going to be pulling off shortly, or can he keep his foot on the gas and keep that car moving? Looks like he's going to pull off into the grass, and unfortunately that is a dangerous area if he stops right there. So race control is going to be keeping a close eye on that as the cars start to snake their way around turns 2, 3, and 4 around this 3.5 mile racetrack. We are still green, but it looks like Matt Alexander out in front.
And Matt Alexander leading the way in that 157. Gavin Gleitzman in second. Brandon Collins, Josh Dale, and Jake Malter round out your top 5.
All right, it looks like that Ryan car, I believe that is the 219. No, let me take a closer look. But I definitely know that is Orion, and it looks like he is pulled off and is unable to go. So we are going to keep an eye out for a full course caution.
I think that might have been 119.
119?
It was off. And yes, the flag stand will be slowing them down here. And the Lexus pace car is heading out to round up the field. Will be under a full course caution after lap 1.
Well, that was pretty exciting, folks, for the first couple of first lap. But the pace car is out, and it's going to be picking up the field shortly as our fantastic safety team is hooking up a flat tow to that car, and hopefully we can get that car and driver into a safe location so that way we can go back green.
Yeah, we'll get an update here when they come by to take the end of this first lap. We'll get timing and scoring reset, and we'll get you an update on that lineup.
All right, as we take a look in the in-car camera, as we see the field coming around, we can take a look. Look at all those beautiful buildings and the garage mahalls that pepper this facility around here. Now, Autobahn Country Club was one of the first racetracks to start offering garages and garage mahalls around the property, and real estate is just booming here as members are gobbling up those lots to build their garage mahalls. And it's a great place to not only store your cars, but also to entertain guests and have some fun while you're here at Autobahn Country Club.
And, of course, full event catering here at Autobahn Country Club. They're dedicated to helping you create exceptional, exciting, and memorable events. Our event and hospitality teams will work closely with you to make sure that your corporate or family event is a success by providing all the necessary amenities, including gourmet meal options, open and premium cocktail options, specialty champagne and wine, and world-class service. You can also arrange for off-site catering. See Ron for more information. And you want more information about this beautiful track celebrating 20 21 years. This is the place that started it all, folks. There wasn't such a thing as country club racing before Autobahn 21 years ago. You can head on over to autobahncc.com to find out more.
Well, Dennis, I don't know about you, but you had me at specialty cocktails. When you said that, my ears definitely perked up. And I think after some great Spec Miata racing, we're going to do the podium, and then everyone's going to head inside to the clubhouse and enjoy those specialty cocktails, and also tell some racing tales and some great camaraderie between these competitors. Now, I know for a fact when you put a helmet on, you are focused, you are ready to win, and you'll do anything you possibly can to win. But once the helmets come off after the race, we're back to being friends, and we're sharing laughs and drinks inside that clubhouse. And that's really what Autobahn is all about.
And I do think the fact that you get together and break bread after the race keeps some of the shenanigans from happening. You don't want to be, having dinner on your lap. Oh, I'm just kidding. Everybody's so nice out here. And, the great thing is, Cal, is when friends and family come out here, there are so many great places to watch that race. I know when I saw some race in action back here for other action, love being up on that old Second South deck. Watch all of today's racing action from up there on the deck, and thanks to Old Second for providing a cool, comfortable place to cheer on our member racing series. And don't forget, you can purchase a refreshing alcoholic beverage from the deck bar as well.
Once again, you are speaking my language, Dennis. But back to the action on track. It appears that the lights are out on the pace car. We get a shot right there. So lights out on the pace car as they come around. That great drone shot provided to us by our fantastic drone operators here at Autobahn. But also, if you look up in the corner, we want to thank all of our safety workers and our corner workers. So you see our corner worker in the top right-hand area of your screen. You also see Autobahn being committed to not only safety, but the latest in technology. You see our digital flag systems there, also being used with manual flags from our corner workers. Also want to take a quick moment and thank our sponsors for the races today. We've got Race Caddy. Also, Cutting Edge Graphics definitely helps us out with all of our trophies and car wraps and everything we need. So if you're interested in any of those services, definitely you can head on over to the autobahncc.com website and learn more about our sponsors. But right now, let's stop talking and let's go back to racing. So the pace car's pulling in right now. Matt Alexander. This is going to be a single file start. Matt Alexander is out in the lead. Gavin Gleitzman, the youngster, dropped back into third place, but I think he's going to want to make a change here shortly. As we come around, we are going to be all eyes on the starter stand looking for that green flag.
Chris Corvo's got that hand on the green flag, and he's going to let it wave and send him off on action into turn one. Matt Alexander being challenged by Brandon Collins.
All right, Brandon Collins looking. He's all over the rear bumper of Matt Alexander. Alexander trying to hold him off as the rest of the field. We've got three wide going in through turn one. It is pandemonium. We are one Viking helmet away from January 6th as they go around the clubhouse, and it is just fantastic racing, keeping it nice and clean as they go. Now they're headed on to South Track into turn two, and the freight train is coming along.
These Spec Miatas put on a great show, Kyle, and the drivers doing a good job of minding their manners and keeping all four wheels on the pavement.
All right, couple passes being made as drivers jockey for position.
And back in our SM2 class, by the way, that was not the 119 of Connor Ryan off track. Must have been the other Ryan, yes.
Yeah, that was the 81 of Emmett Ryan, unfortunately. So he pulled off, causing that full course caution. We will try and check in later with that driver to find out exactly what happened. But right now, we are in car. You are flying around South Track as they come around. That is turns 8 and 9. This area is called Patience because you need it before that big, long, 1,850-foot long straightaway. This is 6 football fields for these cars to really get up to top speed.
Yeah, big line of cars, nose to tail, all putting on a good show here in this Spec Miata class. That's it, Kyle. It's all about driver ability in this class.
And that's what makes Spec Miata one of the featured racing series here at Autobahn, because it's not a battle of wallets. It's not who spend more money on their engine. It really is. It comes down to, are you a better driver than your competitors? And that's the beauty of Spec Miata. Look at this beautiful field as they are coming around. There's that orange car of Alan Zocker. He's getting challenged as they go side by side into turn 13. But we get these great drone shots, and it looks like, oh no, we've got another car off, and that is another Ryan. That is Mike Ryan, the 120 of Mike Ryan. He has pulled off. It was making, from what I'm hearing, it was making a terrible sound, and he pulled off. I'm getting reports that it sounded like a Nickelback concert. So it was that bad that Mike Ryan just had to pull over, and we are under full course caution yet again as that Lexus IS 500 pace car is about to gather up the field.
What a beautiful Lexus that is. Performance fleet with that Lexus pace car. We'll go out and round up the field, and when timing and scoring updates here at the end of lap 3, we'll get you caught up.
All right, so the Ryan family clearly having some mechanical issues, but fear not, they've got security in numbers, because I believe there's still 2 other Ryans out there. So, law of averages states that one of them should at least finish this race. So we're pulling for them. Hopefully we can get that car out of the grass and into a safe location shortly so we can go back racing.
Under caution here at Autobahn Country Club. 3 laps on the board. The number 157 of Matt Alexander leading the way. Brandon Collins in that 144 in second. Gavin Gleitzman in the 51 is third. Jack Malter in the number 69 is fourth. The 08 of Ethan Tyler in fifth.
All right, let's talk about some of these drivers. Now, first and foremost, you've got Matt Alexander. Matt, I believe, has 3 or 4 Spec Miata championships, so he is well-versed. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's very comfortable being out in front. However, here's the issue. Brandon Collins, who is also a Spec Miata champion, also runs in SCCA. He runs in Grid Life, has a lot of experience under his belt. Brandon Collins is extremely fast. So he's going to be nipping at the heels of Matt Alexander. Now, Brandon Collins has to worry about the car behind him because Gavin Gleitzman, if I recall, I believe Gavin is 15 years old. I don't think he has a driver's license yet. However, he is currently holding off 37 other drivers as he sits currently in third place. Gavin Gleitzman rose through the ranks. He started out racing go-karts here at Autobahn, did exceptionally well, won a couple of championships in karting, and now has moved up into Spec Miata as well. He's filling his father's shoes, Jamie Gleitzman, who is also a previous Spec Miata champion, and also, I believe, a Radical Cup championship as well. So racing is definitely in their blood. Behind Gleitzman, you have Jake Malter. All of these guys, with the exception of Matt Alexander, I would say are under the age of 25. And then you've got, let's call him the veteran, Matt Alexander, to put it kindly. But so some great talent. Ethan Tyler as well. Your top 5, everyone under 25 years old. You can't even have a celebratory champagne cocktail after the race with some of these young kids. But they are doing extremely well, keeping it nice and clean out there. And the fireworks are just about to go off.
Here's one of the things I love about this Spec Miata class out here at Autobahn. You've got those 15, 17, 19-year-old kids. And then back in the pack, we've got a former Indy 500 Rookie of the Year. He did that in 1977. That young man out there still racing Spec Miatas, and I guess we got to give him a break, though, Kyle, because he didn't start racing until he was 31. These kids already here in their teens already racing against him. That's Tom Bagley. I'm so thrilled because he was one of my IndyCar favorites when I was growing up.
And that's what's great about Autobahn is you never know who you're going to be racing with. You've got 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, and then a little bit older than 15 years old, Tom Bagley, with a tremendous amount of experience and skill. And he is still racing here at Autobahn, which is absolutely fantastic to see. Going back to Gavin Gleitzman, actually, Gavin had his first career Miata win just 2 weeks ago, and he is looking to repeat that as well. So he's currently sitting in third place, but there are 7 laps to go, and I believe we are going to get the green flag. It looks like the pace car has pulled off. Okay, so let's try this one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try and keep it green for the remainder of the race. But Matt Alexander's coming around. Brandon Collins, Gavin Gleitzman, Jake Malter, Ethan Tyler. They are just waiting to see the green flag drop.
Starter Chris Corvo with flag in hand. We've got 6 laps to go here in the Spec Miata class, and there they go.
All right, they're off once again. Look at that. Brandon Collins right on the bumper. I don't think you could put a dollar bill in between those bumpers. We got some lockup going into turn 1, but it looks like everyone made it out unscathed as a couple of cars are going wide, as you see on your screen. And, oh, there's a little agricultural excursion right there, but they're able to maintain it and get it back onto track and keep things moving.
Sometimes going off track is a smarter move to keep those tires nice and fresh rather than taking that old sideways spin.
All right, as the rest of the field makes their way around the treacherous turn number 3 on South Track, and now they're going into the high-speed turn 4, which is one of my personal favorites, but look at that. It's almost, oh, we've got a car slowing down. Oh, this is, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, while the Mazda Miata is a very stout car, it looks like we've got some failures in this race.
Early in the season, Kyle, I think we're kind of still getting the bugs out of a few of these race cars.
All right, but they are still able to keep that car going. We're going to try and get a car number off of that car and let you know who that is. However, they are still racing as they come around turn 10 before that big long back straightaway on South Track. Going between turns 10 and 11, you can really, oh, look at that. I mean, that is just stunningly beautiful shot right there from our drone operators.
3.56 miles worth of racetrack, 19 turns. So if somebody does have an issue, they can limp it back to the pits. We can stay racing out here at Autobahn.
And it looks like Josh Dale in that all-red number 10 Spec Miata right there coming across your screen is fighting for position as he is choosing the outside line going in through turn 3. Oh, boy, look at that. And as the rest of the field is coming through, this is anybody's game right now, folks.
Great racing back in the pack all the way through the pack here out at the Autobahn Country Club, and we got a side-by-side battle.
All right, and a challenge right now to Matt Alexander. Brandon Collins going on the inside, but Matt Alexander able to hold off the onslaught of the cars behind him, and he lives to fight for another corner. But you know what? This is not over yet, folks, as now Gleitzman moving into second place. Is that Gleitzman?
Big battle for Gleitzman taking over that second place position. Now going after the leader, Matt Alexander. Will get the cross flags this time by.
All right, there it is. You see halfway. So a big sigh of relief from Matt Alexander, who's still out in front, but Gavin Gleitzman securing that second place, but he is breathing down the back of the neck. Oh, we got another car going way off at turn 1. 2 cars off, but everybody is able to right themselves and get them going again.
Yellow flag is flying on the flag stand there. Chris Corvo will slow him down, and we'll see that Performance Fleet Lexus pace car again, I believe.
No, I don't.
Nope, not a full course caution. Just warning folks of what's going on into turn 1.
All right, so we're getting a couple of notes here from race control. Earlier in turn 4, that was the 6-0 of Taro Kishida. He was unusually slow, so potentially experienced some mechanical problems. He pulled off track and has now retired. So that was the car that, and it looks like, oh, we've got a car that spun at turn 5 and is slowly coming to a stop in the new safety area over by turn 6. And so thankfully we have that new safety area paved for him so they could get that car slowed down and he can resume. That looks like, I believe that's Dave Hicks that had an unusual spin in turn 5. And yes, that once again, that was Dave Hicks who spun. But right now we're keeping an eye on the leaders. Look at this. First and second, Gleitzman and Alexander, but also Brandon Collins is getting some pressure as well. And Josh Dale moving up, and he's going to throw his hat in the ring.
Gleitzman giving Alexander a lot to worry about as they're nose to tail.
All right. Wow, look at this. This is some great driving here. Fantastic racing. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We've got some cars locking up, causing smoke into turn 11. That's the turn right after the big long straightaway. So cars getting up to speed and having to slow down for that hard right-hander of turn 11, causing some cars to lock up.
Alexander and Gleitzman still nose to tail, but they've pulled away by about 8-10 car lengths now over that third place runner of Brandon Collins.
All right, so yeah, in third place, we're going to see them come around this final corner here as the laps start winding down. Still, your top 5 is Matt Alexander. There's Gavin Gleitzman. Brandon Collins holding off Jake Malter and Ethan Tyler. And once again, the number 10 of Josh Dale. This is his second season racing Spec Miata, and he's done exceptionally well. We are on board right now with Josh Dale. Let's follow him around for a little bit and see why these cars are so fast around this track.
Look like a lot of fun to drive, too, and you can come out here, take the old driving school experience and learn to drive one yourself. But look at the tight racing action here, and great car control by Josh Dale. He's up to 6th place, and we're riding on board.
Yeah, what a very cool perspective that you see. I mean, you are riding along with some of the best drivers in the Midwest and, dare I say, the country. And here is Josh Dale getting on those rumble strips. You can see just how violent it is to be in one of these race cars, but that just makes it all the more fun.
Number 77, Bill Benning, had to pull it in and take the sharp left into the garage area. He's done for the day.
That's unfortunate for Billy Benning. And it looks like we have car number 83 of Mark Stadolski also pulling off and retiring as well. So this is mainly a war of attrition. And folks, another car, Sean Varwig, has retired from the race. So cars are dropping off very quickly as the laps are winding down.
Big race up front still. Matt Alexander has the lead. Gavin Gleitzman wants that lead. Nose to tail as they battle here at Autobahn. 2 car lengths advantage is all we've seen Matt Alexander be able to pull out to, as Alexander and Gleitzman putting out a good show at the front end of this Spec Miata class. Brandon Collins running in 3rd, Jake Malter 4th, Ethan Tyler 5th, and Josh Dale up to 6th. Leading the way in that SM2 class is Eli Dysart in the 28. He's 10th overall. There's 18 cars in this Spec Miata class, and our SM2 car is all the way up there now to 11th place. So pretty impressive, to 10th place that is. Pretty impressive driving by the drivers in SM2 today.
All right. We're keeping an eye on Gleitzman because he is a threat to the throne of Matt Alexander right now. However, we're getting some more information. So it looks like Benning, he had some body damage. There was some possible contact, so that's why he pulled off. Mark Stadolski went off at 11 and decided to throw in the towel. And Sean Varwig was the one who spun at turn 1, so he too is going to head to the bar a little early.
Understand that Gavin Gleitzman picked up his first career Miata win just 2 weeks ago, and here he's trying to get another one today.
All right, as we see the field starting to spread themselves out, but lots of little battles going on. And as I look out the window, I see Dave Hicks and 808 Bob going into turn 1 with a big lockup and a slide through turn 1, was able to maintain control. So Bob was just showing off his drifting skills through turn 1.
We'll have 2 laps to go when they come back to the line, and still a big battle up front. Matt Alexander and Gavin Gleitzman putting on a show today.
All right, there's Gleitzman. He is keeping the pressure on and doing a phenomenal job of keeping the pressure on of Matt Alexander.
Takes a peek to the inside, now to the outside. They battle nose to tail here as they'll come back to the start-finish line with 2 laps to go.
All right, as they are waiting for the last possible second to jam on the brakes into the hard braking zone of turn 11. Matt Alexander doing a great job. And right now, the weather, everything is just fantastic here. I mean, it's like the Chicago Bears. It's kind of, the weather's peaking in the 80s right now.
Hey, you invite an ex-meteorologist to come and call your race. You're going to get good race weather every time, Kyle. I don't show up on rainy days.
There was a little love tap from Dale into the back of Ethan Tyler, and Josh Dale just reminding Ethan, hey, I'm back here, and I'm going to get around you in just a few laps here. What do you think is going to happen?
Hey, they used to call that using the old chrome bumper. You know, you knock once, let them know you're there. Knock twice, that you're serious about making the pass.
Yeah, but as we go around in the in-car of Josh Dale, he is fighting to get around Ethan Tyler. Ethan Tyler, definitely a phenomenal racer. Also recently graduated from Princeton and has now started his career, but comes back from the East Coast and races with us here in Spec Miata. So Ethan Tyler, a great racer and just a great person to have around the club.
I have not met anybody that I haven't enjoyed being around today, Kyle.
Well, when you get a group of racers that are this passionate about driving and having fun, you're bound to meet some great people.
Battle up front has kind of eased off a little bit. I'm amazed at the times we're seeing. The best lap times in this class. You got to go back about 8 guys that are all within about 8/10 of a second on their best lap speed of the day. That's incredible racing.
All right. Oh, Dennis, you better check your phone because I think you missed a call. We had a car that went off. I'm just playing, Dennis. And there's a car off. As we zoom in, we're going to get a car number. We're going to show you the grass. There's the beautiful landscaping that we do here at Autobahn. Close enough.
Is it the number 2?
No.
Oh, Varwig that was off earlier.
All right. As your top 5. Oh, right now the biggest battle is for 5th place. There's the 08 all black of Ethan Tyler. But we've got car number 59, I believe. All right. It looks like driver is moving, and driver is all right. He's lowering his
Gortner.
window net. That is Eric Gortner, and it looks like he is unofficially done for the day. Obviously, there's a mechanical issue that appears to be at turn 16. So these drivers are going to get slowed down. Not sure if it's a full course caution just yet, but it looks like we are going to have to go rescue that car unless race control deems that it is in a safe place. Looking out the window, we see the 219 of Tim Milne unfortunately pulled into pit lane as well. So Cars are starting to drop like flies here. Once again, taking a look, Eric Gortner, he is in a relatively safe location on the inside of that corner. And I'm not seeing any yellow flags, so...
I'm seeing the white flag in the hands of Chris Corvo.
Oh, my gosh. What you mean white flag is out? It is out.
White flag is out.
Okay, all right, last lap. We are going to take this to the finish. Right now, your leader, Matt Alexander, Gavin Gleitzman, and Brandon Collins in third place. Josh Dale is trying to get around. Look at the dogfight that these two, this is fantastic. Good, clean racing.
They've been battling lap after lap after lap, just that clean and just that close.
And it looks like Dale's going to try and make a move to the outside. Can he get around? No! It looks like Ethan Tyler cuts him off like a hangnail and stays out in front as they go around this South Track complex.
A unique way to watch the race here at Autobahn. My goodness, it's fast in those cars.
All right, as we have only one lap remaining, can Gleitzman pull out a move to get around Matt Alexander? Can Josh Dale get around Ethan Tyler? Oh, big spin from Matt Alexander. Oh, no, there's going to be something there as Alexander spins, and now we got door handle to door handle racing between Collins and Gleitzman. Collins gets around Gleitzman, but there's going to be some controversy there as we've got another car that goes off. I believe that might be the 157 of Matt Alexander. He might have had some dirty tires causing him to have a secondary spin. And look at this as they go into turn 11. Woo! That's some close racing.
Collins and Gleitzman putting on a show now. They were neck and neck, now nose to tail, and Gleitzman comes out ahead.
Wow, this is some fantastic racing right here, folks. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can catch all of the racing action here on the Autobahn YouTube page. But right now, let's just focus on what is happening on track as Gleitzman and Collins are just putting on a wonderful show. Very entertaining for everyone at home.
Collins trying to get the better of that young man, but Gleitzman holding on.
Oh my gosh, I feel like Jesse Spano because I am just so excited. Okay, here we go. The final couple of corners. Can Gleitzman hold off and get a win today here for Springtime Speedfest? In car with Josh Dale, can he get around Ethan Tyler? Is he going to hold him off for that top 5? We're going to find out here.
Here they come out of that final corner, heading to the line, and Gleitzman is going to be your winner here.
It's Gavin Gleitzman, is it? Oh, does Collins have enough horsepower? He does not. Collins taking second place unofficially. Third place is Jake Malter and Ethan Tyler, and stays out in front around Josh Dale to hold him off. Matt Alexander, unfortunately, drops back. It was almost like a trust fall. He dropped back into, let's see, where did Alexander end up?
Still falling.
He's still falling.
He's okay, still I thought falling. That was... He will finish.
All right, and now SM2. Let's look at the SM2 category.
SM2, Connor Ryan in the 119, 8th overall, and your winner in the SM2 class today. And battling out another Ryan, Eamon Ryan in second is SM2, and Alan Zucker will finish third among the SM2 class here today, unofficially, as they all come back to the checkered flag here at Autobahn.
All right, well, so it is going to be a unique dinner conversation tonight in the Ryan household. You've had 2 Ryans that had to retire, and then 2 Ryans are going to be on the podium. So that's going to be some fun conversations as we get the rest of the field coming across the line. Thomas Greenwood coming across. Thomas Greenwood, another young gun here at Autobahn. He's been using the Autobahn Driver Academy and getting some personalized coaching. He's doing extremely well at the ripe old age of, I believe he's 14 years old. So, Dennis, what were you doing at the age of 14? Were you racing Spec Miata?
I was racing BMX not motorbikes, but bicycles when I was 14 for a YMCA team out of Des Plaines, Illinois. And then I had to retire after I broke my collarbone. Dad said, no more BMX for you, so forget auto racing. I couldn't even survive on a BMX bike.
All right, well, I don't know what I was doing when I was 14 years old. Probably up to no good. And I wish that I could be racing Spec Miata here at Autobahn. However, I don't know about you folks, but that was some fantastic edge of your seat racing. Just a whole lot of fun. If you're not on property, if you're not a member here at Autobahn, you are certainly missing out on all of the fun and entertainment that we have to offer. So, great driving once again. We want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to give a big shout out to car number 51, the Food and Fuel of Gavin Gleitzman, which is your unofficial winner. And then, let's see, we had Brandon Collins and Jake Malter, your top 3 in SM. Now, SM2, once again, your winner is Connor Ryan. Second place goes to Eamon Ryan. And then Alan Zocker rounding out the podium in SM2. So we started with about 40 cars. And I believe, let's see, we got about, let's call it 35 cars will take the checkered flag. So it was a war of attrition. It was fun. It was a nail biter. I certainly had a great time. Dennis, I want to thank you personally for coming out and helping us with these live streams. You're going to be hearing a lot more of Dennis throughout the season.
I am looking forward to it, Kyle. This was a fun day, and hey, you know, so much entertainment out here at Autobahn Country Club, and people need to head on over to AutobahnCC.com, find out about becoming a member out here, and we'll be calling your name as a winner here heading to the podium next time.
All right. Last but not least, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so that way you get notified of any time that we have live racing. And my name is Kyle. Standing beside me, we've got Dennis, and we just want to say thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time here at Autobahn Country Club.